welcome back to the Garden Railway. So first of all, I'll start with some basic ground cover. This is the baby's tears, or angel's tears. I like angel's tears actually. I think I'll refer to it as angel's tears from now on. And if you remember, I covered this bank on a hillside in baby's tears a few weeks ago, and as you can see, it's really starting to do what I wanted it to do. It's coming right up to the track there. These patches are spreading quite nicely, and they will eventually come up to the track on both sides, and that's the effect that I want. I have some of these spare plastic pots, these tubs that you buy plants in. I keep them for this reason. Excuse me. And in there you will see that I'm actually growing on more of the angel's tears. Now how I do this is I wait for a piece to get to there, say, just to fill up the bowl. Then I'll take that out, I'll take some scissors and I'll cut that into 4. I'll put one back in there and the other 3 will go into another pot and grow on. And that allows me to keep lots of this ready to be planted in the place that I want it. 2 important things to remember with the baby's tears, with the angel's tears, is that number 1, never let it dry out, because it will die back. You won't get rid of it, but you'll have an ugly looking weed-like yellow plant. So it's important to keep it wet. Once it's established and it's covered the soil, then it will provide its own kind of shade for the roots, which will stop the soil from drying out. But while it's young and still growing, just make sure that you keep it wet. Number 2, this plant wants to take over the world and everything around it. So be prepared. If you're going to grow this, be prepared to take care of it. You must take care of it. Don't let it get into the lawn. Let me show you something over here. Can you see that it will start to kind of grow up against things, other plants? So you'll have to, you just grab chunks of it. Look, I'll show you. You just take it and you pull it, and it's that simple. That's how you control it, really easy. It won't affect it, but you'll have to do that around the tracks and around other plants that you want to keep clear of it. Now on to something else. This is sedum, or should I say these are sedum. At the moment that's flowering, and I don't mind that. I'll leave that. That's it works quite well, even as a scale choice. That's fine, but within a couple of weeks I will pluck all of those out, and that will bring me back to something that looks like that. You'll see that some of the plants, some of the flowers in there, and that's the basic shape of the plant. This is all from one small tub that I've just kept on growing. In these pots, I've done the same thing that I did with the angel's tears. These are all very small, 1 inch or so pieces that I've cut and then repotted, and you can see that they will grow to fill the pot, and when they get to, you know, there, chop them into 4, repot them, and just keep on growing, and that way you can have as much of this as you want. But it's important to do it in the growing season, so this time of year is ideal. We've got a good few more months for this, so if you're considering using some of these plants, then I would advise you to go and get some get some old pots, tubs, buckets, or a spare plot of earth, you know, like an old border or something that you're not using anywhere around the back of the shed, and just do this. Grow it, feed it, water it, cut it up, and propagate. This is another variety, the same thing. This was one small pot. Actually, it was a pot around that size, and now I have these, all this, all that, and there's some more up there. So here is another nice mixture. This is the same again. These are sedums. This is a slightly different variety. The larger ones there, I tend to pluck those out, or at least leave them at the back to let the smaller plants come through, because again, it's to do with scale. These work fine, they come right up to the track. You have to pull them back the same way, just grab and pluck and pull, and that's it. And that piece that you pulled out, plant it, you'll grow some more. It wants to survive. So that's quite nice. So over here in the collection, you'll see that I have lots more of the sedum. Some in there, all the different varieties. I've kind of separated them so that I can use them where they work best individually. Look, just an old plastic tub, like a window box tub, and all the bits that I pluck off, they go in there and they grow. Look, whole new plants. How about that? Here, look, that's quite large, as you can see. So these are my favourites, the kind of very, very small, tiny plants. Let's get a zoom. Look, let's go right down into there. You see that? So the same thing. I've pulled out what I didn't want, or I've moved. I've left that variety in there, and that has just happened over the 2 weeks. Here's another excellent plant for ground cover. This is an ivy. Remember that Helix is this one, which is quite large leaved, grows very fast. This is the one that you buy for hanging baskets. It's a very small leaved variety. It's slow growing, so that under there is a pot, is a big old clay pot that broke, and I just put it there, left it on purpose, that I wanted it there, and it's kind of just grown all around there, and then it's going up the arch, as you can see there. That really is good. So this is a ground cover, but it's also very, very good if you want to frame your railway, or you want to just hide an ugly piece of fence or some block work or something like that, then this is good. As I said before, it's very slow growing, so it's not going to give you results immediately, but it's not very expensive, so you can buy quite a lot of it. You know, buy 2 or 3 tubs, plant them close together, and you will get something very quickly. There's some over there that's just in that tub, and as I do the work on this arch here, I'm going to let that grow. You can see I've got a larger variety up this trellis, but that's more to do with the garden. The break is here, and this will be part of the railway. So, and that's from the same plant. That's just come along there. And anyway, I hope this has been helpful as a resource, just to give you some idea of how I do mine.